I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Cowboys come away with a 7-point win. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the 49ers win their 5th game of the season. The Packers won this contest and will now move to second place in the NFC North. Hines Ward had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Jermaine Lewis will be moving on from his current address, and he gets a pretty good deal to do it. 4 years, $1.8 million. Chad Lewis is on the move as well as he signs a 3-year contract with the Bills.
Joe Little Bighorn pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Saints beat the Buccaneers. Patriots, Vikings. Corey Dillon is inside his own 20. Gets the handoff, goes off right tackle. The defense must have been fast asleep. The midfield, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, 82 yards. The Patriots win this one by the final score of 21-20. In the gentle climes of the Carolinas, we had the Panthers get sent away with a 7-point loss. Over in Oakland, we had the Raiders lose by a wide 15-point margin. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Dwight Freeney will be on the sidelines for a while, so this defense will need to do some reshuffling in his absence. He's suffering from a twisted knee, and he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list, and as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Aeneas Williams sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. X-rays revealing that a broken foot is the report. He'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now, on to even bigger news, as you may have already heard. Pat Williams is done for the year, as he'll watch the rest of the season from the sidelines, and they'll be scrambling now to find someone that can fill his shoes. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
The Jaguars' defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at Pro Player Stadium. The Falcons won on the road and will now head home to meet the Saints. Broncos, Giants. Well-dressed Amani Toomer. He split out at the 14-yard line as they look to get 6. Makes the move toward the middle, and a nice catch at the back of the end zone for 6. The Giants win this one by the final score of 17-14. The Browns won this contest, but will stay at the 4th place in the AFC North. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Colts win their 10th game of the season. Tim Dwight, good night, stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Bobby Ingram pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Seahawks beat the Rams. And last but not least, we had the Chiefs come away victorious.
All right, Chris, thanks. Just 2 weeks to go until the playoffs arrive, and just as we do every year, we're looking at a number of interesting races as teams jockey for position. We'll start it out in the AFC. Meanwhile, let's take a look at how things stand over in the NFC. So that's how things shape up. Still plenty of intriguing matchups upcoming as we get closer and closer to January. So that'll do it from here. Boomer, we send it back over to you.
So with just 2 weeks to go now, still plenty to be decided before January rolls around. But first, my primetime players' game balls go out to these men, each helping their team down the stretch. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.